from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 228 pounds, Bill Vaux. And his opponent, representing the NWO from Miami, Florida, weighing in at 280 pounds, Scott Hall!
Well, I don't know what sort of time warp hell this is, but I am Bloody Bill Vaux calling the action on Bloody Bill Vaux versus Scott Hall in the first of 6 Bloody Bill Vaux matches here this week on Fantasy Warfare. I don't know what sort of time warp hell we're in. We said a viewer asked for this. I hope you're happy, viewer. We're going to watch Bloody Bill Vaux in the ring 6 different times here this week, including this opening contest against Scott Hall. Ow! Big time drop kick. Big time drop kick from the top by Bloody Bill on Scott Hall. What a way to kick things off. Bloody Bill Vaux against his 6 favorite professional wrestlers. The individuals he says help shape him in and out of the ring. First up on the menu this week, as we can see on our screen, is Scott Hall. And Bloody Bill is taking the fight to Scott Hall right now in big-time fashion. Referee had just reached the count of 6 as Scott Hall was thrown back into the ring, and Bloody Bill follows him, so this match will continue in the ring as Scott Hall hits a nice bulldog on Bloody Bill, but Bloody Bill fighting back right away. He's not wasting any time, not giving Scott Hall any chance for an advantage in this one. Very smart by Bloody Bill Vaux. We got a cover attempt by Bloody Bill. Referee only gets to the count of 2 on that one. And this match continues. That could be a mistake on Vaux's part there, taking a moment to play to the audience here. You never want to give a veteran like Scott Hall any time to breathe, because he can make you pay for that in a moment's notice. Thus far, the moments at vanity have not come back to bite Vaux in his tailpipe, if you will, as he continues this offensive domination of Scott Hall, looking to start things off with a victory this week in his fantasy warfare journey. 6 matches. You're going to wonder what his win-loss record is going to be at the end of this. One would assume, in reality, it would for sure be 0 for 6. Like, there's no way Bloody Bill Vaux is beating Scott Hall, Randy Savage, Roddy Piper, Steve Austin, Bret Hart, or The Undertaker. They're all going to wipe the floor with him. I know he likes to think he's a tough guy, but, you know, I think he was only tough when he had his tag team partner, Rob Marshall, on. Otherwise, he was, well, pardon my language, but he was a bit of a chicken shit. He only seemed to have the brass balls, if you will, when his tag team partner, the ultra-violent assassin Rob Marsh, was standing around. Without Rob Marsh by his side, like I said, I won't drop the profanity more than once, but you get the idea. But it will be interesting to see how things turn out here in Fantasy Warfare for Vaux as he goes up against his 6 favorite professional wrestlers. And in this week's dark match coming up on Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern, right here at youtube.com/@BloodyBillVaux, the dark match saw, well, Bloody Bill Vaux step into the ring with the man that helped catch his attention for the Intercontinental Championship back in 1990, Mr. Perfect. Scott Hall went for the cover after countering what would have been a Razor's Edge, Outsider's Edge attempt by Bloody Bill Vaux. The Razor's Edge, one of Vox's finishing holds, inspired by Razor Ramon, a.k.a. Scott Hall. Bloody Bill Vaux also likes to utilize, as we're about to see, the sharpshooter, inspired by Bret the Hitman Hart, who Vaux will have a match with later on tonight under submission rules. Sharpshooter versus sharpshooter in that one. Nice back elbow by Scott Hall, sends Vaux back out to the center of the ring, but Vaux grabs Hall. Oh, gnarly suplex by Bloody Bill as he continues the offensive assault on Scott Hall. This has been a bit of a one-sided contest. Scott Hall has had some attempts at offense. He has landed a few blows, but ultimately, there he goes, moves out of the way of that one, and kicks Bloody Bill right in his head. As I say, up until this point, he's only had a couple of offensive flurries, but other than that, Bloody Bill has been dominating this opening contest this week here in Fantasy Warfare, but Scott Hall is able to get just only a near fall, but he stays on top of Bloody Bill, continuing the offensive surge, I guess we could call it, because he's been on the defense for quite a while in this one. And Scott Hall took a moment to gloat, and it came back to bite him as Bill came running in with the shoulder block and then an overhead suplex, followed up with a kick to the spine, down into the cover. And we only get 2 on that one. Bloody Bill arguing with special referee John Cena because you can't see him. Headbutt by Scott Hall, drops Bloody Bill to the mat. Scott Hall looking to, oh, here we go. He's looking for the Razor's Edge, the Outsider's Edge. I guess we'd call it the Outsider's Edge in this one. Down goes Bloody Bill. This could be all for him. Referee Cena into the count, and we only get 2 on that one. Bloody Bill trying to roll out to the floor to catch a moment, but Scott Hall says, no way, no how, sir. I'm following you. Oof. A shot dropping Bloody Bill to the mat on the outside of the ring. Scott Hall sent into the ring post by Bloody Bill as the referee starts increasing on the count. We're on a count of 4. Standard rules do apply in this one, so we did see our first count out last week as Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was able to defeat AJ Styles via count out. And we will not see a count out there, but you know, we talked about it a number of times. I always wondered when we would see our first count out or our first disqualification for a method of victory here in Fantasy Warfare. We went all of Season 1 without it, and we made it into Season 2, Episode 4. 22 episodes. Not bad. Not bad at all. 22 episodes before we had a count out. We still haven't had a DQ. Maybe we'll get that tonight. Bill with the, looks like a claw on Scott Hall, then raked at the eyes. He might have just had a face hug. Not quite sure. We didn't really have a good camera angle on that one. We didn't have a good camera angle for that and for the follow-up. Nice forearm and then a series of fists right to the side of the skull and a pinfall attempt by Bloody Bill on Scott Hall, but Scott Hall able to kick out. Brain buster. Brain buster. Scott Hall catching a kick to the spine. We get a cover in the center of the ring. And Scott Hall once again able to kick out here in this opening contest this week in Fantasy Warfare. Power slam counter by Bloody Bill, again taking the moments to gloat. I'm not sure I personally would do that, but I'm sitting up here in this commentary booth and wondering still what sort of time warp hell I have stumbled into where I am calling matches. I am Bloody Bill Vaux, but that is Bloody Bill Vaux, and Bloody Bill Vaux gets the victory off of a lariat clothesline. Takes Scott Hall down. Well, this is how we know it's Fantasy Warfare, because Bloody Bill Vaux on the scoreboard is up 1-0 on his opponents here this week. But we still have 5 more matches to go, including coming up next, it will be a steel cage match between Bloody Bill Vaux and the Macho Man, Randy Savage.